go. So this is us checking the motor out that we got. Now this was unopened, sight unseen. I got this motor for nothing, but it had been left in the weather, not for too long apparently, with no spark plug in it. However, when you took the manifold off, it had been clear that it had been left out for a little while. You can see sort of corrosion in the head, and the sprockets are pretty rusty. So, however, it wasn't leaking any oil, and the manifolds weren't warped, and the head gaskets weren't weeping at all. So it was all right. However, when you stuck a torch down the spark plug hole, we noticed that there was a fair bit of rust in there. Now this would not kick over, no matter what we braced it to and tried to fit a kick lever to it and turn it over. It just would not go. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this apart today, and we're going to see where we land.
I don't think there was a gasket.
Is it off? No gasket? No. So it's probably an O-ring. Yeah, so see the O-ring?
Yeah, look, that looks great in there.
A bit of corrosion there. So now what we do, we'll just put these back in there.
Yep.
So we know where they are.
They're all the same size.
Which is fine, but as we get further into the motor. So that does look good. It's a tiny bit milky though. It's a bit milky.
That's just probably from the oil. We can change the oil anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to change the oil anyway, obviously. So Zongshen, see ZS?
Yep.
ZS means Zongshen.
Does that mean it's good or bad?
It just means it's a Zongshen.
Just leave those in there.
Okay, so there are push rods.
Yeah, from the camshaft, it's like way down here.
Yep. Oh. Can you hold that?
Ew!
I wonder if the camera's getting that. It is getting that.
Oh, ew!
So looking at that, there's no bent valve, so that's a plus. Alright, so let's throw out of that washer. Right, I'm really happy with that because there's no bent valve.
The piston does not look good.
That's still got the degreaser and the WD-40 that I shot into there from earlier. Now,
That is gross.
This also looks like it dragged a dowel with it. See, there was a dowel in there.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to take these
Oh yeah, one's come out, hasn't it?
Well, where is it? Because it's not in here.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's all right. There's only 3. See, look at this. See, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Oh, so it just wasn't
this
built
one here doesn't have a dowel.
Take that gasket.
So there's only 3 dowels. Well, we're going to have to now because we've broken it.
But that gasket actually looks like it's in good condition. So I'm glad that didn't rip. So the head looks good. Okay, well that's easily cleaned up. And we'll put that on, we'll face that as well properly.
Yes, that eel, yeah. Not good.
Okay, so see, yeah, it's pretty rusty. So when he said he left it, he wasn't mucking around.
This dude?
Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know if the camera can see in there, but you can even see the degrees are kind of wallowing.
Is this too
around
big?
in there. No, that's perfect, because what I'm going to do is this. Oh, I should keep it a small one, because just over here, mate. Hey, just over here.
Stop putting the hammers back.
Thank you. Alright, so that's shuffled a little bit, a tiny bit.
We're going to get this bit off.
Yeah, we'll take that off as well. And you know what? It just looks like scale. And I'm doing this very, very lightly, as you can see. Come around here and have a look.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that too hard.
No, I'm not. But remember, we're going to have to re-hone it anyway. But look, see, it's all coming off quite comfortably. It's not actually stuck on, and I'm actually getting right down to bare metal there without actually scratching it. So,
How much runtime do you reckon this one's had?
oh, I couldn't tell you. I mean, the fact that the rings are holding the degreaser, it's got me concerned because what's that?
Bit of
It's
wet.
just leaves
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's
It's probably been like out in the open or
it's
in
been
a
out
shed.
in the open. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Is that piston alright?
Piston looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all that I can see. We won't know, of course, until we actually separate the board from the block, which I dare say is the only option left from here.
Don't break it.
I'm not wanting to if I can avoid having to a simple cleanup and avoid having to get another head gasket. I will, because this one still looks
good.
pretty good.
Any cracks in it?
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. We could actually reuse that, so I'm going to hang on to that. Alright. Well, look at that.
Look at that little piston. It's a bit corroded.
It is. That's because it's full of gunk, so we'll definitely have to...
Yeah. Oh no, that's fine.
So we've saved this for the daylight. You can see the kind of scale that's in the bore, but it's actually kind of encouraging because if I put a bit of 240 grit on that, look at that. It's actually undamaged. So this is obviously the reason why it wouldn't kick over. Yeah, look at that. I mean, I can't feel anything there. It's a tiny ridge still, probably a little bit more scale. Oh, that's perfect. I'm not even going hard there. So I've got a honing tool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up with a bit of 240 grit going vertically, and then we'll run the honing tool over it. But yeah, I'm so encouraged by this. I just can't believe the condition of this. There is no float in the rods. There is just a little bit of corrosion here and there. Even the rings are in good condition. So the fact that this is just really superficial sort of scale, I'm just going to hone it, clean it up with some brake parts cleaner, and put it back together and see where we land. Well, doesn't brake parts cleaner work a treat? All the sediment's gone off all of this. I've just finished sanding and cleaning up all the gaskets. So I'm going to run a bit of black sort of fuel-proof and oil-proof Permatex around the seal, as well as around this. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but there's a little port in there, so it looks like that was meant to be sealed off. So I'll do that as well. Entry for that port, where does it come? Comes from in there, up into there, and flows around. So it goes in there, and there's a, where is it? It goes in there, and there's a little port in there. So I'm going to seal all that off. I've sanded all this back. There's zero up and down play in this. So I'm actually nut butt. It's got a tiny bit side to side, which is meant to have. So yeah, now it's time to assemble and put it together. This was the stuff that I had in the shed. It's a non-hardening sealant, and it says at the top here that it is, sorry, there we go, resistant to petrol, oil, water, antifreeze, and most liquids and gases. So that's what we've used. It's just dribbling out now, but it's all sealed up. So we will let that set before we put anything in that or even think about running this. In the meantime, I am going to take the little baggie of parts we've got here and wash them down. That's the piston, the rings, all the little bits that came out of the head, the valve guides, all that kind of thing. And yeah, next stop.
I shouldn't need to explain that's not what you want to come out of the piston, especially from the oil control ring. So it was all gummed up in there, but it's looking good now. So it's time to reassemble, and yeah, that's not going back in the motor, thank goodness. So I kind of got stuck into it, and it's assembled, but it came together really, really well. We were able to use all the gaskets which came off it. We have a brand new plug, we've got a brand new kickstarter here, and we've got a brand new 30mm Keihin carby, which I think is a sort of a Mikuni. It's a PZ30 for those that are interested. So yeah, next is obviously to cut this exhaust here and extend it down, and then put a section in here and then run it along underneath the cart, and then we'll put it out the back. But from not turning previously, I don't know how I'm going to do this actually. This is quite interesting. Well, it's right on compression, but it is moving. So yeah, now to fit this to the cart, mock it up, and fit the steering to it, and we'll go from there. We'll probably see you next episode. Thanks for watching.